Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Episode 19. I'm joined once again, as always, by Coolshirt.
Hello.
And we've got Sonic back on as a guest.
Hello.
And we're just going to jump right into it. So, I've really wanted to talk about the definition of the word great. And you're probably thinking, what the hell does that have to do with modern culture or just culture in general? In my personal opinion, great is something that we haven't seen in a while. Great is a word that used to mean something but gets thrown around like you wouldn't believe anymore. In a world of mediocre to good to below average, which we live in nowadays, a quantity over quality world, I miss great pieces of fiction. I miss when we had great leaders. I miss when we had great, just experiences. What about you all?
I miss great gaming from back in the day, or just something that's great and overall.
I still think we get great pieces of media and content. It's just harder to find.
Yeah, definitely. There are still great things, but let me give you the definition of great. So Google defines great as the ability, quantity, or immense considerability above normal or average. That might be too hard for some people to digest, but for this episode, at least for myself, I'll be
So it's above mid.
yeah, there you go. I'll be classifying things as great being, of course, the best. You'll have good, and you'll have just garbage, or below average or whatever. I don't believe in mediocre. I don't like mediocre. That's incredibly hypocritical if you watch this channel. But either way,
Yeah, I was gonna say you use that word quite a lot.
yeah. But no,
You sure you don't believe in that?
I'm positive. The
I'll
thing
call you out on that next time.
Good. The thing is, in my opinion, whenever something's great, you can see it, you can define it sometimes, but there's a lot of things that you yourself just look and you're like, that's great. I couldn't define it, but it's great. And there's a lot of bad things that some people think are good, and there's also so bad that it's good. It's a very complicated scale. So I think I'm just going to start listing or talking about things that we think are great at this point. For me, the last great piece of media that I interacted with, or just things in general that I thought were great, was definitely the 2000s run of my personal favorite football team, the New England Patriots. And to me, what made them great is you look at a lot of the players now when now they come out and they talk about interviews and like in interviews and things of that nature that, no one was above the team. It was all about going out, putting the best product that you could, deflating as many footballs as humanly possible without getting caught.
Yep. Cheating your way to the top.
There you go.
We all know it. Yep.
No, but it was a group of like-minded individuals coming together and they put their differences aside, they put their quarrels aside, they went out there and they gave it their all for about 3 hours once a week. And I loved it. They put in the time off, off the field and on the field and all of that, every single thing. There's a documentary about it. There's so many interviews with like all of the players, Tom Brady, Julian Edelman, Rob Gronkowski, the defensive players that no one remembers, like Devin McCourty, Vince Wilfork, Darrelle Revis for like 2 seasons. There's so much of that. And that was probably my original, like, man, I didn't realize how great this really was moment. But what about you all in terms of like the most recent great thing that you experienced? Coolshirt, I already know what yours is.
Mine,
I don't know, man. It's changed recently.
mine has
I
to
know what it
be
is.
like what we were talking about earlier. I mean, before this podcast, like I think like the last great thing of media I ever saw, because I used to love watching shows, like cartoon shows. I think the last great one was either Adventure Time or regular show,
Yeah,
because they
well,
just don't make them.
it doesn't just have to be a show either. It can be,
Yeah,
you know,
well, that it's that and gaming. I don't know what was the last great gaming was, but I'm pretty sure it was Halo 3, and that was about it. Or Reach, and that was about it.
yeah.
I would say 3 though. From when I was a kid during those days, because they just don't make shows like they used to. Besides like the adult ones, like I think Smiling Friends or Rick and Morty, like those are like the two I think are great, and or like gaming, like Halo 3. They just don't make them like that anymore.
Yeah, all right. So Coolshirt is now going to talk about Expedition 33. Hopefully
Hi.
without spoiling it.
I won't spoil a single thing because the experience would be ruined if I did. I
Go,
think
Cool
that
Shit.
Expedition 33 or Claire Obscure Expedition 33 is one of the best pieces of media that I've experienced in, I would say, a good like 10-year period. It's been a while. Like I wouldn't like I think up there with it is the new Chainsaw Man movie. I think are like the two pinnacle of media that I've watched recently. That I think the Chainsaw Man movie is like one of the most cinematic films I've ever watched in a long time. The Claire Obscure Expedition 33 is one of the most fun gaming experiences I've had in a long time.
Kosher, are you saying that Demon Slayer doesn't beat Chainsaw Man?
It does not. I think it's a good film, but I don't think it's as good as Chainsaw Man.
I thought, weren't you like geeking over the art style and all that crap?
I think both are good. I think the animation from what is it, Ufotable is great. I think the fight scene animations and all that are great. But as a just go, if you walked into the film, sat down, watched the movie, the experience you had watching Chainsaw Man is infinitely a completely different experience from watching Demon Slayer.
I can agree with that. Yeah.
I don't really watch
I
movies.
think if you've watched
so
it, you know what I mean.
I don't really watch movies, so I'm not going to touch that one with a 10-foot pole. I would need to see it before I could even form an opinion on it. But what I will say is I hold movies and video games to a much higher standard than I hold a lot of things.
Oh, I do too. Trust me. Like I
I-
have an extremely high standard that's almost impossible to meet.
I personally don't think the Chainsaw Man could possibly be that great, but that's because, and here comes the next part of the issue with putting a greatness tag on something, is there's a lot of personal preference involved, it's very, very hard for me to put things in that great category.
All right, Fire.
Because
here's a question.
What's up?
What would you put? Where would you put Helldivers 2 and Space Marine 2? What category?
I think no. I think they're both good. I don't think either one is great, and that's because of the way our current culture is, where we're so divided as a culture, where we don't really unify as much on what people think is great. One, because I hate that I have to fucking mention this. There are some people that have to inject their politics and look for politics in every fucking little ounce of anything nowadays, and if it doesn't align with their politics, they don't even like mess with the damn thing anymore. And Space Marine, that's really one part of it.
Too many men inside of it.
Yeah, there you go. That's not really Helldivers or Space Marine 2, but Space Marine 2 in specific, why I don't want to put that into the great tier is because Space Marine 2 is a 2010 game that happened to release in 2025. There's nothing revolution, like Space Marine doesn't reinvent the wheel on anything other than, like, I think it's propelled Warhammer into more of a main spotlight as a franchise. And 9 times out of 10, whenever that happens, that's usually where a franchise peaks. And then it's an immediate fucking downfall from there. And
don't worry, it'll have a downfall.
Yeah.
GW knows how to do that to themselves.
Yeah.
Trust me, 11th edition is going to be an interesting time.
I have my hopes.
I have mine as well.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
So the main issue is Space Marine doesn't reinvent the wheel enough, because A great game that you just mentioned, Halo, for example, just a franchise. Space Marine has the best customization that we've seen since Halo. It has the best horde mode that we've seen since Gears of War. You know, it has the best horde mode, or a good horde mode. I wouldn't say.
I wouldn't say a great horde mode.
I wouldn't say great.
I
It's
mean,
good.
As someone who's played the Space Marine horde mode a lot, I don't think it's that great.
Yeah. It's good. It's not great.
It's okay. I wouldn't even say it's good.
No, I think it's.
I actually think that the stratagems are more fun, in my opinion.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Getting you to play stratagems with me, I might as well just go and grab a fucking pair of like aviation tin snips and just nip my nipples off. That would be less painful.
Yeah, have fun with that.
Yeah. So that's the thing. I think both of them are good. I mean, I
don't even know why that comment was relevant to the game.
Because doing something like that would be like committing bodily harm is easier
than just sending me a DM. Yeah,
dude, I've asked you so many
No, you
times. Hey,
You never
Coolshirt.
DM me.
Hey, Coolshirt, do you want to do the weekly with me? And I tell you what the weekly is? No. Okay. Has happened multiple times. Back on track. It's so very
Better men have tried
yeah. There you go.
and failed.
There you go. No, sadly, the thing is like with how fast paced society is nowadays, like 2 months feels like an entire year ago, especially for games nowadays. And the problem with that is a lot of not just games, but games, movies, TV shows, like even sports to a certain extent, it feels so expendable. It's not built to last. It's literally built to be purchased at full price, or you buy the latest product, or you experience these games only for statistics and for gambling purposes, and then you move on.
I gambled my life away to Destiny 2.
Thank you for that. Thank you for giving me an example of something that was consistently good. It always had the fringe ability to like try to be great and then jumped off a cliff. It never.
It was at a point. It built itself to a point of like, okay, it's good, and now it's bad again. No, it's good again. It never reached greatness.
No,
Destiny ever did.
It always teased you with like, we're so close. We're like one expansion away from being great, but like it was a roller coaster.
And then Destiny 2 launched.
Yeah.
And now look where it's at, Star Wars.
Oh, dude, don't even get me Star Wars. They
actually did go full Star Wars.
Yes. So the expansion just came out. I have not seen anything about it. I have no plans on playing this. I would recommend that if you're still watching and you're like, man,
if you play Destiny, you need to go see a therapist because we put on a psych ward. I don't know, man. Like, there's something wrong with you, bro. There's something wrong with all of us Destiny players, but still, you need help, bro.
I would recommend.
At least, hey, wait. At least we all put down the addiction, all right, and just walked away.
Put the gun down and go play something else.
Exactly, that's what we all did.
I would 100% be on the same boat with you all, but I disagree with what you're saying. And the only reason is if you still play Destiny, I understand why you play it. I don't see why you would give money to Bungie at this point. But the thing is while the game itself is not great, I'd argue the concept is great. And there is no game or piece of media out there that fills the niche that Bungie and Destiny created. And that's really a problem because the quality just is not there, you know?
As someone who played Destiny for like more than 10 years, you're on a downward spiral for like, the rest of time. Get out while you still can. If you choose
to play the game and you still find it fun, good on you. I wouldn't even say it's good nowadays. Fun. Hey, maybe someone finds it fun, man. You can't knock on somebody for, finding something fun.
Is it fun just like everyone running the exact same loadout for the exact same piece of content every single week?
Look, that's a different discussion for a different day. Because I mean, it's literally meta chasing, and that's
If you don't have
really.
the pre-approved loadout, then you're not getting in a group.
I mean, dude, you can't even. I've seen the LFGs.
Well,
I mean,
I've seen all
then
that.
again,
back in
good
Destiny
luck
1,
finding a group because it's a ghost town, from what I heard.
Yeah, there's no groups anymore. Either way, getting back to this, I'm just gonna start shooting off some examples of great movies and TV shows, games, both sports games and regular stuff that I've seen.
Wait, there's a sports game that's considered great.
Like, an actual sport, like Patriots versus Dolphins or something like that.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Fire, but I don't. I mean, unless we got some like boomers in the audience, I don't think anyone's gonna know anything about these games.
You never know. So as I was saying,
I will, because I watched
I-
some of these games.
I mean, as I was saying, I think the best place to start is where most sci-fi starts, and that's the original Star Wars trilogy. I think that's great.
Is that considered the start of sci-fi?
I'd modern sci-fi.
I always felt like it was the OG Star Trek show,
That may have been first, but
or
it's
maybe
not.
like some other concepts before that. But I mean, that was the '60s. That's why I say that.
Well, what I mean by that is most modern sci-fi nowadays tries to emulate Star Wars in some
True. No, I agree.
form or
That's
fashion.
definitely true.
Star
As a fan of Star Wars and Star Trek, I can concede that ground.
Star Trek as well, but not as much.
I don't like the new Star Trek. I like the old stuff.
No one likes the new Star Trek. Not even Star Trek likes the new Star Trek. Continuing for movies, the original Indiana Jones trilogy is amazing. It's inspired not only other movies but games as well. I mean, if you look at Uncharted, certain Tomb Raider games as well, it's basically just I wouldn't even say bootleg. It's just a spin.
Indiana Jones spin
Yeah.
off, basically, or just like kind of a different concept with the same idea.
Yeah. Video games, which is my wheelhouse more because I never really watched movies. One of my favorite movies of all time isn't even a great movie. It's just a good movie, and that's Skyfall. In my opinion, that's the last good James Bond movie.
You'd be right.
Great video games. You've got Minecraft, you've got the original BioShock trilogy, the original Halo trilogy, plus ODST and Reach. ODST, but like it barely scrapes in. You've got some of the old Zelda games are great. You've got certain like DS Pokemon games. DS and like Game Boy Advance Pokemon games are great. You've got certain 2D Metroid games are great. You can't not talk about Castlevania, like 2D Castlevania games without mentioning some great ones. The original's good. Symphony of the Night is fucking great as well. Certain Call of Duty
Aria of Darkness is also great.
There you go, that one. Certain Call of Duty games have great campaigns.
Black Ops 2, Black Ops 1.
Black Ops 2, Black Ops 1, Modern Warfare Trilogy, 3 is but
OG.
still great. The original, like the World War II ones, World at War.
killed my old Xbox.
Yeah, there you go. World at
Red Ring of Death. Red Ring of Death.
Unironically, that's what happened to my old Xbox. Was that Modern Warfare 3 killed it?
They killed Soap, and then they killed your Xbox.
Yeah. During that mission.
Oh, there you go.
Soap.
Something that I think is great, even though it's janky as hell, is like G1 Transformers. The Transformer 86 movie is great.
Battlefield.
War and Fall of Cybertron, the video games, absolute peak.
Absolute cinema.
Yeah, absolute cinema.
If you're a Transformers fan and you were playing those
Regular
games back in the early 2000s,
regular show, early Adventure Time. I'm not going to go into late Adventure Time.
The OG Adventure Time. We're going to say that OG Adventure Time.
Yeah, switching over to
Chowder.
Switching over to anime for a bit. Code Geass is great. Certain Gundam stuff is great.
You can't just say certain Gundam stuff. Give me a specific.
Gundam's Witch of Mercury, I think, is great. I think it's Gundam. What is it? I don't remember the name, but it's on Hulu. Is great. Overlord is great.
I would agree with that. I think Overlord's one of my favorite isekais.
No, Overlord is great. Reincarnated as a slime.
Season 1 of
great.
ReZero is pretty great.
It's good. It's not great.
Shut up. No, it's pretty great. What are you talking about?
I'd argue that that's like the only thing I would classify in anime that's great.
I have so many more, but I think that are great. But I also, you absolutely hate most of those franchises, so I won't mention them.
Oh, I forgot one. Hold on, I'm sorry. I forgot one. Bleach. Bleach is fucking great. I'm only at season 2, but so far it is fucking great.
Best anime of all time.
Disagree, but
it's my favorite, or one of my favorites. It's up there. Like my number one spot is a fight between Code Geass and Bleach on every
Code
occasion.
Geass. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. Whatever.
I say it more as a funny. I don't think it's Gay.
I think that JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is peak, and I will stand by that.
If you're a homosexual man, yeah.
What's up, Sonic?
Now, what about Naruto? Like OG Naruto?
If you do OG Naruto as just like not counting Shippuden, I still think that show is great. Well, what do you think about both of them? If we were at both, would that just be like? If we rate Shippuden without the filler, I think it's a fantastic story.
It's a great show.
It is. I would consider it one of the greats of anime. Now, with the filler, I don't know. Some of the filler
it makes it only good. It makes it only good.
The filler arcs drag it down. You could say the same about Bleach, but I actually liked some of the filler in Bleach, and I did watch all of the filler in both shows. Same thing with One Piece. I think One Piece has a better manga than it does in anime. I think the pre-time skip One Piece is peak anime. Everything after that,
I think the one episode that's great in Naruto is Naruto versus I don't want to get his name wrong again.
Sasuke.
It's Sasuke, yeah.
From the OG Naruto's?
Yeah, OG. The OG. Well, from the OG and Shippuden. Those are my favorites.
I think both of those fights are some of the best in the series. I put those two fights up there. I also put Obito versus Kakashi up there pretty high. I also think that Madara versus all the Shinobi in that one episode was pretty sick as well. Any scene with Madara was pretty badass, and a lot of the Sasuke versus Itachi was also iconic, I think, as an anime fight. And Rock Lee versus Gaara, I think, in the original.
The original. Naruto. Yeah, I know what you're talking.
That one is one of the most.
Bro,
iconic.
The weights when he just takes them off.
Yeah, when he takes them off, that's like one of the best moments in all of anime. Another series that deserves its high praise is Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, I could agree with that.
I think it's one of the best series for sure.
I have no opinion on it.
Yeah, I'm one of the only people who's watched it, but that one I'd hold in pretty high regards. Another great series that is very hard to get into.
I'm not. Fate is.
Fate is one of the best pieces of fictional media that I've ever gotten into.
I wouldn't put Fate in the great tier.
I would put it in the great tier for me because it is one of the best pieces of fiction.
I'm trying to be objective. I'm trying to be.
I don't care about objectiveness. Here. I think objectively it is good.
Well, then it can't be considered great. That's funny enough. The next thing I was going to talk about.
If you're going to go semantics on me, then I'm just going to leave the conversation at that point.
No, well, I'm being honest because there's a lot of shows that I absolutely love that I know they're not great because I can look at something objectively and be like, this isn't great. Something that
but have you actually ever watched an entire season of any of the Fate franchises?
Yes, we've had multiple conversations about this. I've watched Fate Zero. I've watched Fate Apocrypha. I watched the first season of Stay Night as well. I think they're good. I don't think they're great. And Fate Zero, that lore dump episode at the beginning is absolutely awful.
It's my favorite episode.
It is arguably probably the worst thing in anime I think I've ever watched because it genuinely was so boring that I almost quit the series in general.
That's the episode that got me interested in the series.
That's the issue with finding out what is and isn't great. Is it so subjective, and you can't just. I hate people that just look at numbers. That comes from my love of sports, specifically football. Is people go and define players as just numbers and stat sheets. Specifically now with the rise and popularity of fantasy football. And you have so many people that only care about numbers. How many touchdowns did this player throw? What's the rushing yards? What's the passing yards? interception ratio. They don't even fucking calculate defensive players. They take defense as a fucking whole, and they've changed rules specifically to cater to offense and to kind of drive up engagement because of that. And it's monetarily and things like that. That's a discussion for a different day. But like if you don't look at things with your own eyes and objectively, you're not going to be able to tell, like, you know what, this is really great, even though I don't like it. For one of my opinion, like personal, like greatest games I've ever watched, or just objectively great games, 2015 or 14-15 AFC Championship game, New England at Denver. New England lost that game, but holy hell, Peyton Manning put on a fucking show. That defense put on a fucking show. Was I disappointed as a Patriots fan? Yes. Was I disappointed as a football fan? Fuck no.
I was rooting for your team's downfall.
Yeah. It was an absolutely amazing game. I think it was the 2015 one, because it's the one where
I think it was in 2015. Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, because that's the year where Peyton Manning wins the Super Bowl, rides off into the sunset against Carolina and Cam Newton, who, in my opinion, is one of the most overrated players of all time. And Cam Newton, if for some godforsaken reason they show you this part, I don't think you were that great of a fucking passer. I really don't. Though I will say that when you were on the Patriots in 2020, it sucked that you got COVID, because goddamn, man, you were actually playing pretty well. No, but it's getting back to like anime and things of that nature. I've never seen a full episode of Dragon Ball Z, but it's
definitely from the 90s.
Well, no,
I don't mean that in a bad way, though. I think that it's
I don't
a product
think
of its time.
Yeah,
I think it's one of the best pieces of like fiction from that era.
Let me put it like this: modern anime is a house that people come into, and Dragon Ball Z is definitely like one of the most important supporting pillars in terms of like getting anime to the West, to where if you were to knock that pillar out, the whole house comes down.
That and Sailor Moon. I think we can't undersell Sailor Moon as well. Oh
God, why do you remind? I've seen Sailor Moon. It is great, but
they're both the reasons why like anime came to the West. I gotta give credit to Sailor Moon.
Yeah, like, and well, does Hello Kitty count too?
I don't know about that one. You know what? I never really heard of much about that one. I just thought it was like a fashion brand. Was that actually a TV show?
No, there have been multiple. My sister used to be very into the Hello Kitty cartoon anime. I don't know what it is.
There's probably that, and then also Pokemon, I guess, would probably be the other one that was like the pillars of that.
Yeah, but Pokemon as a community, in my opinion, yeah, the anime was great.
I just meant the anime specifically. That's
the anime was good back in the day. It's dog shit now, but like it.
Oh, the old one was great. I think that the one from the 90s is the only one I watched, and I think it's great.
Well, the thing with Pokemon and what makes Pokemon, or what made Pokemon great, nowadays Pokemon is literally just a puppet brand with a absolutely vile community that is only kept alive by people, gaslighting each other into basically purchasing more products. It's, in my opinion, a dying brand that will be dead in 20 years if something doesn't change. But what were we talking about before Pokemon? I already lost that.
Anyways, I hate fucking Pokemon. Anyway, we were just talking about like anime in the 90s.
Yeah.
And whatnot.
No, it is very, very like influential. Dragon Ball Z. That's why I put it as great.
I think the only old anime I watched was Cowboy Bebop, whatever the fuck it was called.
I like Cowboy Bebop. I think it's it's a good show. I wouldn't put it as great as
great. Yeah,
I think it's good. I think great tunes. It's a fun like adventure story.
The reason I remember that show was because of that the meme. If you know what I'm talking about, with that lady, where he's like holding him up. God, I just want you to crush me with your thighs or something.
The one from the movie. Oh, I know what you're talking about now. Yeah, there's like a fight scene with like him fighting some chick with a mop or whatever, and like, God, I want you to crush me with your thighs or whatever. I know what you're talking about. That's great.
The one anime that I've been told is like absolutely great, and that you have to watch it, and if you don't understand it, you're the problem. It's not the anime. Is freaking Gurren Lagann, and there's no way that it can be that good. In my
Have you never watched it?
No, I've never watched it.
You're a fucking like, you're crazy. Actually,
Yeah, I've never watched Gurren Lagann.
okay. Gurren Lagann fans don't recommend this enough. You got to watch the anime and the movie.
Hold on. I'm wrong once again. I'm sorry. This is how fake of an anime fan I am. I am not talking about Gurren Lagann because Gurren Lagann is Yoko, and I've watched the first episode. I loved it. I just got busy. I'm thinking of, oh my God, what is the name of the show? It's the one that your friend really, really likes the character.
That could be literally like a million different shows.
No. It's the one that how to describe it. I forget.
Describe the character.
She's the adult who's basically her whole job is to turn a child into a child soldier, and she flirts with him, and it's like really fucking creepy because she's like 20 plus years old and he's like 16.
That just sounds like Chainsaw Man.
It's not Chainsaw Man.
What? I don't even know what you're talking about.
Have I
seen this?
Yes, you maybe. It's the mecha show with the two. There's like the short blue haired chick, and then there's.
Oh, you're talking about Neon Genesis Evangelion.
That's the one.
Oh, that one. No, I've never watched that show.
Yeah,
but I've seen the memes. Though the memes are pretty funny.
Yeah.
The hospital scene seems pretty crazy.
Here's my issue with, and this is purely a me issue because I've been burned in the past, not only by video games but by movies and shows and things of that nature, and why I kind of take a more cynical approach to what I grade as great and good and all of this is when I see a media franchise or just anything in general and people are like, it's great, you need to watch it, it's a pillar, you're robbing yourself by not watching it. I would go and Men in Black memory erase myself so I could rewatch this completely fresh. It's that fucking good.
I would do that for Bleach.
And yeah, I don't blame you.
I would do that actually. I would actually do that for a lot of shows. But yeah, I don't know.
But like every single time I go into where a show or anything where I've heard nothing but this is the greatest thing since, I don't know, Jesus descending from heaven. It's always been a disappointment every single time. I find that the shows that truly tend to be great come from fan bases who are like, yeah, the show's really fucking good, but here are all the reasons that it sucks. But if you can survive all of this, there is really something great in there. And then it comes out to be pretty good. Or when a fan base is like, yeah, it's good, you know, but like it's just kind of weird, you know, and then you go and you're like, you know what? No, this is really, really great.
And then you get the JoJo fans that just gaslight you into thinking that the entire show is peak.
Yeah, but it's...
but it actually is, though.
Once again, if you frequent gay bars, it's the
Shut
show
the
for
fuck
you.
up with this gay joke.
That's why... there's a reason why Coolshirt really, really likes JoJo. And I'm not going to, you know, explain why anymore, listeners. You got to figure it out yourself.
You're not funny.
I think you're right. I'm not funny. I'm fucking hilarious. Because I make myself.
You're not
laugh.
even hilarious. You don't even know what a joke is if you saw it.
Because I don't need to see it. That's how funny I am. It runs so fast. It gets out there so quickly that, you know, I don't even have the chance. But I know that I myself have overhyped certain shows. Like I've overhyped How I Met Your Mother so much.
You way overhyped that show. That show is like, I would give it like mid at best.
No, that show is really, really good, but it gets really insufferable towards the end, sadly.
It's okay at best. I wouldn't even call it good.
No, it's a good show. It's not great, specifically because of the last 2 seasons, but it's a good show. I remember Game of Thrones fans, and there is a sick part of me that was happy that the show ended at the time, like the way it did. But like, it's that author is also just a piece of shit.
Yeah, he's a piece of shit. I don't even. I've not read the books, but man, he's a piece of shit. I don't even care.
And that's another thing with like greatness is you really have to sometimes disassociate the art from the artist. You know, because one never
Nah.
meets your heroes, but a
I
good.
mean, it depends. I don't know. That rule can apply to some things, I
Yeah,
guess.
it all comes down to the
I
individual.
don't know. There's a certain painter I really like.
Yeah, I know. He's great.
Yeah, I know. He's great. Yeah.
He was snubbed from art school, and I'll never forgive that school for what they did. They started a chain reaction that changed this world forever. They should have given him a better shot.
I agree. But I'm thankful they rejected him though.
And you say I'm not hilarious. That joke was great.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. No, but it's very much the individual. That's why I've kind of strayed away from like talking about what the definition of a great person is, because people are inherently flawed, and you know, media is inherently flawed because a person made it, and that's what makes it great. Flaws make things great. Things being rough around the edges make things great. And we could sit here and go on and describe all of that. That's what I mean. There's a war being fought online over artificial intelligence and AI art and all of that for this very specific reason. It's a topic for another day, but it's something that needs to be talked about. And series can come out and be good, books, games, everything, and they can evolve to greatness over time without being changed or whatever, because, you know, hindsight is very much 2020 and a fool is blind. Growing up, to kind of wrap up my part of this discussion, I never thought Halo was great. I always thought it was all right, it was good, it was fun multiplayer. But now that I'm older, Halo's not been truly great. It hasn't even been good for going on over a decade and a half at this point. I realized that what made Halo great wasn't just Bungie and their vision. It was the little things they put into the game. The fact the game worked at launch. The fact that custom games and the freedom
the bare minimum from old games.
Yeah, exactly.
At launch. Yeah, oh, wow. That's such a standard we have these days.
Yeah, I know. It's great. It's great, isn't it? But that's one of the reasons why, like, in my opinion, I will never consider Cyberpunk a good game. Because in order to get back to where we were getting great pieces of media, you yourself, I'm talking to everyone, even myself here, your standards need to be better. You need to demand the best, and you need to accept when, something didn't come out perfect, but, you know, it meets that bare minimum requirement, and we go from there.
Anyways, changed my mind. I haven't played the DLC for Cyberpunk, but the main story is entirely carried by Keanu Reeves.
Keanu Reeves is a good actor. He's been in some good movies. He's been in one great one.
Yeah, he's been in some great movies. I don't know what you're talking about. I was gonna say what?
He's been in one great one.
All right, what's the one great one?
The Matrix.
I think Devil's Advocate's a great movie.
I've never seen it, but I've seen The Matrix.
I also think the first John Wick is pretty great.
It's good. I watched it recently. I enjoy it, but it's the equivalent of junk food movie.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, that's fair.
But so look,
I think all of them are, to be fair, though.
Yeah,
the whole franchises.
But sometimes you need some junk food, you know? Sometimes you need to eat a bowl of chips.
It's pretty good junk food, to be fair, because, like, I don't know, Keanu Reeves is a pretty good actor, and those films are quite a lot of fun to watch. I wouldn't consider them, like, the masterpiece of our time by any means.
No.
I mean, they kind of, at least the first one's kind of getting kind of old nowadays, but yeah.
Yeah? I mean, they also are running that franchise into the ground. That
I agree.
Ballerina movie was not good.
I didn't watch it.
I'm genuine.
I haven't even seen John Wick 4 yet.
I will give them props.
I've only seen the first John Wick.
I will give them props. There was one part of the movie where you think that modern archetypes, like strong woman, strong whammon archetype, was going to destroy the movie and destroy a very certain character. I don't want to spoil this for anyone who wants to watch it, but thankfully they didn't do that. So
you're telling me it's not Rings of Power?
No, it's not Rings of Power, because it's nowhere. it isn't trying to latch on to greatness like Rings of Power is and change it completely to fit an individual's agenda. That's the main thing that has destroyed so many franchises is you bring in a new group of people who they don't want to improve on the or add on to this or honor the legacy of whatever they're working on. They want to leave their name on it. They want to be remembered. They want to be the best part of that, or they want to warp and twist whatever they can to push their agenda or to sell their brand. And it's disgusting. It's vile. It's disheartening at the end of the day. And it and the thing that sucks is it latches itself on to great things and destroys them. The original Star Wars trilogy is great. Star Wars as a whole is dog shit now. It is. There's more bad than good. Changed my mind.
Changed my mind. There's only 6 Star Wars movies.
Yeah. There is more bad than good. And even if you hold the modern stuff, there's still more bad than good. And there's no great in there. Only good. And those glimpses of good are destroyed in the sake of pushing certain people's political agenda. And look, politics and things is fine. Politics done well in media elevates something from good to great. You know, it definitely does. But there's a difference between politics in there and making a political satire statement or a political statement and going and trying to push an agenda and trying to warp the minds of individuals like unnaturally through your shitty fucking thing that you put into something that it has no right being into. Warping a story, warping a game, warping a book only for one little quote unquote political payoff is part of the reason why we don't get much great anymore. We get more trash. You have to sift through it. I mean, people are making.
Yeah, we got to get through all this DEI bullshit everywhere.
People are making millions and millions of dollars just talking about stuff that, to be honest with you, 10 years ago was nothing. Well, actually, no, 10 years ago, it was something. It's been that long, you know?
No, it was already brewing up back then.
Well, no, it really, like, the popularity of dunking on people's political views really got popular around 2015, 2016 online.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's been around a lot longer, but we've been talking about it for so damn long. At this point, one, I'm personally tired of it.
I feel like it boiled up to a point where it was like got like the internet kind of got super edgy up until like 2018, and then everything kind of got like super hardcore censored up until like I think 2022 or whenever Elon Musk bought Twitter. I don't remember when that was, but whatever year that was, and then things just kind of the floodgates kind of opened back up.
Yeah, but there's still a lot of the Twitter is one thing, but like there's still so much that needs to be fixed to where we can start getting great movies again, to where we can start getting great. Funny enough, I'd argue that gaming and anime give us the most great out of like the multitude of mediums.
I don't expect Hollywood to produce anything great ever again.
I disagree. I think that Hollywood can produce something.
They're capable of it. They won't.
I disagree. I think they will, because at the end of the day, it's about money, you know?
Yeah.
And that will eventually push them to move, like be like, listen, we need to put this out. But Hollywood and their downfall, and like the fact that movies aren't just made for one audience anymore. And especially like if you look at the movie market, that's a discussion for another day, not here, you know? Because that's a whole rabbit hole on itself. Because you could argue that like modern Hollywood doesn't make movies for America, they make movies for China.
Yeah, they do.
Because the modern moviegoer in America doesn't go to the movies anymore, where in China they do. And it's
I mean, you say that, but like I've been going to the movies a lot more lately, but not to see Hollywood films though.
like Marvel or any of that shit.
I went to go see the new Superman movie, but I thought that movie was okay at best. Maybe I would even argue the parts of it were kind of bad.
Yeah, but the thing is you yourself, and you don't make that as much of an impact as you think. You know, like you really have
Yep.
to, as someone who hates the numbers, you have to look at the numbers, and then you also have to look at the fact that once again, you've gone to the movies, yes, but you haven't gone to watch anything made in America. You know.
I mean, technically, Superman was made in America.
Yeah, but you didn't. Did you go on your own fruition? Did you yourself get up and say, "Hey, let's go watch the new Superman movie"? You know, that's what I mean.
Nope. My brother
Exactly.
wanted to go see it. Yep.
Exactly. That's what I mean.
All right. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. All right. Y'all have anything else to say here about this? About
I mean, you've been kind of yapping for a while, so I don't really know. What else do you want us to add?
go for it. Give me something here.
I mean, I thought of like 12 different things while you were talking, but I already forgot about them all.
Sorry.
Yeah, I
Because
forgot.
you were just talking for so long, I already forgot the points.
There you go. I mean,
Yeah. Well, anyways, yeah, that's.
all right.
I genuinely don't remember what I was gonna say.
Well, I guess on that note, thank you two for coming and putting in the input that you at least put in.
I mean, I would have given more, but I didn't really have any opportunities.
Well, I mean, we can definitely do a part 2 to this. I would love to do a part 2 to this. Maybe that'll be next week's episode. You're gonna have to subscribe to find out if this has a part 1 on it.
Cliffhanger.
No. And then I guess at that note, there's social media links, everything of that nature. Like, subscribe, algorithm bullshit. Take care of yourselves. Have a good one.